My name is Sean Bang, and I bring a whole lot of energy and fun to DJing, man. That's what I do. Man, for one, music inspires me in many ways. It helps me get up, it helps me get in the zone. I think music is not only a way to tap into another world, but kind of tap into yourself. Like when I listen to certain songs that give me emotion, sometimes that's all I need to just get moving. Hey man, there's so many artists out there that I like and that I could only play maybe one or two of their songs, but for me, consistently right now, my favorite artists to listen to are Drake. Out of the new guys, I'm really liking Trippie Redd, Made in Tokyo. There's some other guys on the underground scene that I feel like aren't getting too much shine yet, but that go really hard. So, there's a lot of artists that get one song, and I just listen to that one song until I get tired of it, and I move on to the next one. Oh man, one of the craziest nights I can remember having DJing, that's kind of tough to call, man. There's been so many nights where I feel like I was able to kind of get away with certain things, break some rules, and live to tell about it. But definitely I'd have to say one of the craziest ones was at a party that we were doing weekly downtown Miami. This spot is a club that goes till like 5 in the morning, and the strip club across the street runs 24 hours a day, so the energy is just nonstop there. So we ended up having this party that we were doing weekly. It was called Half Full. It was me and some homies. It was one of those type of vibes where it's like as soon as you walk in the door, you feel good, you feel loose, you feel like doesn't matter what happens here, because there's just no rules. So that night was probably the night that I got the most lit. I don't really want to name any names, but there were some people who got me really lit. I ended up actually passing out in the DJ booth, and my girl and the manager of the club had to come find me. I got picked up and carried away to my Uber, and I got home in one piece, man. The night ended magically. The night was fun. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Babe, could I actually get some more? Yeah, could I actually get some more? Cool. Thank you. I do want some more juice to it. Could I get some more cranberry? Thank you. Don't worry. I'm gonna get more into it. Don't get mad if I go back to like that second question, because I'm like,
I think that favorite artist question needs a do-over.
Yeah, we'll get there. Boom. Definitely. One of the things that inspired me to get into DJing, aside from just being able to control the energy in the room, being the guy who made everybody have fun, I was just always into making music. I was always interested in being the conductor, the orchestrator, and since I wasn't literally able to get a band together and kind of do this so everybody turned up, I decided I would bring that to the world of putting on a good show, playing music for my friends. I've been throwing crazy parties since high school. Like, that was always my calling, being able to get multiple people together, different type of vibes, different type of groups of people. So naturally for me, I felt like, I might as well like be more a part of why we're having fun. So I got into DJing, but it's a lot deeper than just the music, because before DJing, I was throwing the parties. Before that, I ran around with the camera and I wanted to be a cameraman. I told myself I'd be a movie director. Before that, I told myself I'd be a basketball player. And it was just different trends, different interests of mine, and DJing was just one thing that kept opening up doors for me. It's been an outlet of mine. It's one of my tools. It's one of the elements of me. It's not the main thing that I feel like is like my calling, but at the same time, it's just my way to kind of express myself to the world.
Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to
Wow, yo. I think the art of being a DJ is all about understanding the essence, understanding where it started from. Vinyl is so important because that is DJing. The DJs back in the day weren't able to just go through a library on a computer or go to the internet and download songs. They actually had to dig for the music. They had to actually know their history and be into it. So, I think that being a vinyl DJ is probably more important than anything, but at the same time, it's not the only way to do this. So times are changing. I want people to stay true to it, understand like what DJ started with, but now, dude, people are kicking ass in so many other ways. Like some of these DJs who are the biggest DJs in the world don't even know how to use a vinyl turntable. So that's the crazy thing, like times are changing. Wow. Well, the party at Space was like years in the making. The first time that I got exposed to Space, I was 18 years old. This is like probably still the craziest club that you could find in Miami, just because it doesn't end until 5 p.m. the next day. Like people show up at Space at like midnight and not leave until the next day and have a million stories to tell. It's that kind of club. But this particular party came about for me because I was DJing different events for a company called 3 Points. And they throw a lot of house events, a lot of techno parties, and I was like the hip hop relief. I was the guy who was able to come in and kind of command the different vibes in the room and bring them all together. So they started to do a weekly party at the club, and they brought me in, and now I'm a resident DJ there. You can catch me multiple Saturdays there a month. The first gig that I ever had was maybe like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. I can't even say I was really a DJ then. I was just a dude who knew how to play some of the right songs, and I was playing from this little mixer. Like, it was freaking this small. The buttons were probably like buttons that belonged on a CD player or something, but I was able to play music with it. I was able to like go from track to track. I didn't understand what I was doing. I just knew I knew how to play the right songs. And this was like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. This is when I got my start. The party was so crazy that the place was maybe like big enough to hold like 150 people there. We had like 300 people there after an hour. Party got so crazy that a few fights broke out. People got home safe, but it was just something that's still talked about to this day. Man, I feel like R&B should definitely get more attention for many different reasons. Like back in the day, parties were all about like you having that time to get close with a girl or like vibe out, get sexy, be cool. But nowadays in parties, it's the girls who want to hear the trap music. Like when I'm in the booth and I'm playing and I'm doing my thing, like I could be playing some like Trey songs or play some like throwback T-Pain, and like a girl will run up to the booth. It could be a little white girl like, yo, please play some Future, play some Kodak Black. And I'm like, that's what you want to hear? I got you. Like, dude, you can never be surprised. So nowadays, it's not even the women who want to hear R&B anymore. Like, it's just like a vibe that's missing. There's so many dope R&B artists that come out, but their music never gets heard in the club, barely gets played in the cars. Like, that's now like an underworld, and I feel like they're the underdogs now in the music industry, which sucks because that's how it all started. Right now, I see music just going more into independent state. Yo, it's a time where it's crazy, where the kids literally control the industry. There's kids out there who are like 16, 17 years old. They got some of the biggest organic followings. They got the labels coming and calling them, trying to cut deals now. So I just feel like it's at a time where like no matter who you are as an artist, you understand that you can do this yourself. So it's getting very interesting to see like what people decide to do when it comes to putting out their projects, how they put out their projects. Yo, I just saw recently that there's stores out there that aren't selling hard copy CDs anymore. You know, and I know times change. Like I remember when cassettes were a thing, and now those aren't a thing anymore, but I didn't see CDs not being a thing anymore. So right now it's just like the year of bossing up. It's a time where 5 years from now, the kids who are like 16, 17 years old, they're gonna be the big platinum artists. So I think that hip hop is changing. Hip hop is not the same anymore. Hip hop has gone to the point where it's more abstract. It's less about having bars. It's less about having metaphors. It's just about like getting people to turn up, getting people to tap into their alter ego. So like it's really interesting to see what's happening with music right now. It's interesting to see what's happening with music a few months from now. So 5 years from now, yo, it's hard to call it, man. I'm not even sure. Yo, sometimes my alter ego is DJ No Request. When I'm in the booth, I just want to do my thing. When people come up and they want to hear requests, you know, I feel them because like, yo, I'm having so much fun. Like, I just want to hear the song that takes me to the next level. And sometimes they're not enjoying themselves and they want to hear that song that gets them in their zone and their vibe. But as the DJ, as the artist, at that very moment, like, you just want to do your thing. When I DJ, I play usually songs that I listen to, songs that are like in my favorite playlist. Like, I don't even download people's whole mixtapes or projects anymore. I download the few songs that I like. So when someone comes through and asks for a request, usually they get curved, but if it's a good song, I'll play it. If it's a song that's like in my mind will like get the party started, I got you. I got you. I feel like music is already saving the world. It's stopped wars. I feel like music is one thing that is universal. Even if you don't understand somebody's language word by word, you can get into their music. There's some artists who are popping in America, but their music is maybe the biggest thing happening in another country. Like, they can go to another country and tour city to city, sell out different shows, but be in their hometown and just kind of be like a cool dude. Like, you're just like a regular dude to them, you know? So music is definitely breaking down boundaries. Music is probably, to me, the most important art. Aside from being able to make clothes, I think music is the thing that's breaking down boundaries, for sure. The favorite artist question? That's so hard for me though, literally, because when it comes to artists, when it comes to saying somebody's like my favorite artist to listen to right now, yo, it changes week by week. There's artists that I listen to and I'm like, damn, I'd never heard of this dude before, and now he's my new favorite artist to listen to. And then by the next week, there's an artist who was like popping to me at one point, and now I just don't want to hear this shit. So I don't know, man. When it comes to a favorite artist for me, it just depends on my mood. It depends on the time of day. It depends on the weather outside. It depends on where I'm going, because my favorite artist can change like according to just that, like the elements around me. Yeah, dude, I literally stopped downloading people's projects and like buying albums years ago, and it's not because like I didn't feel like people were consistently dropping dope ish. I just didn't like everything. You know, everyone has a preference. Like, I'll listen to other DJs or producers or artists come out and put something out, and to me it's like, but to the next person in the world, that's the best music ever, and vice versa. So like, dude, everyone got a preference. I just go with my flavor, with my style, like whatever reflects me. And when I play music and someone books me to play their event, host their event, DJ, whatever, like they're getting a piece of me. It's not just about me playing the hottest songs out. I play literally only stuff that I like. Yo, this is Sean Bang. You're watching Stereo, and it's always more music.